to be fixed, and I don't give a damn if I get fined because that shit cheap, and I am tired of the shit. Because I've been nice and I've been humble with it, but I am tired of the shit.
Back a little bit. You can't want to be the villain. You can't pride yourself in being the villain, and then you lose, and all of a sudden you succumb to those emotions.
What happens when natural talent clashes with an uncontrollable temper, only to be torn apart by the biggest voice in sports media? You get Angel Reese's most disastrous week so far, and Stephen A. Smith delivering the harshest reality check the WNBA has ever seen.
It's not about black and white. It's about that white player and that black player. Why? Because of the history that they had before they came to the WNBA.
Buckle up for another whirlwind of WNBA drama. This one's got it all: tantrums, Twitter meltdowns, and the most savage takedown you'll ever witness. But let's set the stage first. The Chicago Sky aren't just struggling, they are living a full-blown nightmare. With a 5-13 record, they sit as the league's second-worst team. And Angel Reese, while her fans rave about her so-called monster numbers, is stuck watching her squad get dismantled night after night. Here's where it gets juicy. While Reese racks up stats and chases personal milestones, her team is collapsing around her. 7 losses in the last 10 games. This isn't just underperforming, it's a total breakdown. And the frustration? It's been boiling for weeks. But instead of stepping up as a leader, instead of rallying her teammates, Reese has taken the opposite path. She's become a ticking time bomb, and everyone saw the explosion coming. Then came that night in Washington, when the entire sports world finally got to see it blow up. It's the final minute of what should have been a nail-biter between the Chicago Sky and the Washington Mystics. The score is locked at 77, the kind of moment where true leaders rise, and champions are born. But Angel Reese? She was about to reveal her true colors. Washington's Shakira Austin steps to the free throw line. She misses both, an opening Chicago desperately needed. But then, in a crushing twist, Austin snags her own rebound and scores, putting the Mystics up 79-77. The crowd erupts, and the look on Reese's face says it all: panic. Moments later, Reese gets fouled. She sinks both shots to tie the game, and for a brief moment, it looks like maybe, just maybe, she's ready to deliver when her team needs her most. But that hope doesn't last long. With just 30 seconds left, Chicago gets tagged with another foul. The team challenges the call, and players head toward the bench. That's when N. Crosby, Chicago's VP of basketball operations and one of the most respected figures in the organization, steps forward with a clipboard, ready to outline strategy. Any professional would take it, focus up, and lock in for the win. But not Angel Reese. Instead, in a stunning display of immaturity, she smacks the clipboard right out of Crosby's hands. A meltdown that may go down as one of the most embarrassing tantrums in recent sports memory. But here's the kicker, it actually gets worse. A reasonable person would have owned up immediately. Any grown adult would have apologized, shown humility, and tried to make things right. But Angel Reese? She decided to throw fuel on the fire. Instead of showing even a hint of regret, she jumped on Twitter and doubled down with one of the most tone-deaf posts you'll ever see. Those ***** were pissing me off, shout out to, and because she know it was the heat of the moment and she didn't let me apologize because she knew. Not happening again though. Now, let's unpack this. First, she's still cursing about the situation. Second, she twists it to make it sound like N. Crosby, the one disrespected, somehow did her a favor by brushing it off. And third, she packages the whole thing as a joke, with emojis and all, like it's nothing serious. That's not an apology. That's not accountability. What it is a player trending for all the wrong reasons and somehow choosing to make the mess even bigger. A moment that could have been about growth turned into a public showcase of immaturity. But here's what makes this whole mess even worse. This wasn't some one-off slip-up. No, this was just the latest chapter in a string of meltdowns that have defined Angel Reese's pro career so far. Less than 2 days before the clipboard fiasco, she went off in what can only be described as a needless rant against WNBA referees. A press conference that should have been about basketball? She turned it into a personal venting session, dropping F-bombs, throwing around threats, and dragging the spotlight right back onto herself. And before we dive into the absolute demolition Stephen A. Smith laid down, I've got to ask a quick favor. If you're hooked on this breakdown of one of the most controversial WNBA stories ever, hit that like button right now. Because what's coming next is Stephen A. delivering the harshest, most unfiltered reality check you've ever heard. And hey, don't forget to subscribe with notifications on. We cover every major sports controversy, and trust me, this Angel Reese saga? We're just getting started. Now, let's get back to the carnage. If you thought Angel Reese was loud, Stephen A. Smith cranked the volume to 11, and then snapped the knob clean off. He didn't just clap back at Reese's tantrum, he dismantled her, piece by piece, exposing every flaw in her logic, her behavior, and her entire approach to professional basketball. His message was short, sharp, and devastating. Stay in your lane. But it wasn't just what he said, it was how he said it. Stephen A. went nuclear. He didn't just call out Angel Reese, he torched the entire culture of jealousy and unprofessionalism that she embodies. He accused her of turning every sideline moment into an audition for America's Next jealous teammate, and made it clear he'd had enough. And then, that's when Stephen A. really went for the jugular. While Reese was busy snapping clipboards and melting down on Twitter, Stephen A. shifted the spotlight to the player who's actually transforming the league, Caitlin Clark. And let me tell you, he came armed with receipts. Stephen A. didn't hold back. Caitlin Clark isn't just another player. She's a walking marketing campaign, a human highlight reel, a full-blown franchise in sneakers. And he wasn't exaggerating. Clark hasn't just elevated the game, she's rewritten the entire rulebook for what the WNBA can be. The proof? When Caitlin Clark steps on the court, the WNBA averages 1.178 million viewers. Without her, that number crashes down to just 394,000. That's not just a dip, that's a total collapse. A threefold crater in viewership that proves just how much the league leans on a single player. And what really lit a fire under Stephen A. was this. Instead of recognizing and respecting the player saving their league, stars like Angel Reese seemed more focused on tantrums and cheap shots. He blasted the WNBA for letting Caitlin Clark get butter-slammed every night, while officials swallowed their whistles. Rather than protecting their golden ticket, the league turned a blind eye as she absorbed elbows, flagrant fouls, and unnecessary hits like it was all part of the show. And players like Reese? They looked more invested in sending a message than in actually winning basketball games. So obsessed with trying to knock Clark down, they forgot to lift themselves, or their teams, up. The result? When Clark finally went down with an injury and sat out marquee games, the entire league paid the price. Ticket prices tanked. Viewership fell off a cliff. Merchandise sales went flat. The bridge Caitlin Clark had built between college hoops fans and the WNBA? Suddenly under construction, closed for repairs. And Stephen A.? He hit the nation with the loudest "I told you so" in sports media history. Because here's the cold reality Angel Reese and her supporters refuse to face. This isn't about one bad night or a heat-of-the-moment slip-up. This is about character. When you're a pro athlete, you're not just playing for yourself. You're representing your team, your franchise, your league, and your sport. Stephen A. didn't just put Reese on blast, he exposed the fatal flaw in her entire approach to the professional game. While Caitlin Clark was out here building bridges and drawing in millions of new fans, Angel Reese was torching those same bridges with tantrums and Twitter rants. And the most insulting part? She plays the victim card, acting like the refs are out to get her, like the media is targeting her, as if none of this is self-inflicted. Always pointing fingers, always acting like everyone else is the problem. Stephen A. Smith summed it up perfectly. Get on board or get left behind. Because the Caitlin Clark train is moving, with or without you. And right now, Angel Reese isn't driving that train. She's not even on it. She's stuck on the platform, yelling at the conductor, while the rest of the league pulls ahead without her. That clipboard incident wasn't just bad judgment. It was a perfect metaphor for Reese's entire approach to professional basketball. Reckless, disrespectful, and ultimately self-destructive. Until she learns to rein in her emotions, respect her teammates and staff, and actually prioritize what matters. Winning, she'll remain exactly what she's turned herself into, a headline machine for all the wrong reasons. But hey, that's just one take. What do you think? So, what do you think? Was Stephen A. right to call out Angel Reese, or did he cross the line? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to absolutely smash that like button if you want more deep dives into the wildest sports controversies. And make sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on, because we're breaking down all the drama, all the controversy, and the stories no one else dares to cover. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next one.